Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto.
When it comes to living in a Christian home, especially trying to rear up children, we oftentimes as parents have to help our children to make decisions concerning the things that they choose to do, the places where they choose to go, and even sometimes the friends that they have. You know, in recent days, at least, my daughter has come to me and she asked me and my wife very carefully if she could go and watch a certain movie that was very popular and everybody else was going to see. My wife and I, having done some research in that movie and about it, we knew that that movie contained some rather difficult scenes, especially some language and such, things that we were not going to expose her to at all as we're trying to rear her up to be a child of God's. And so because of that, my child, at least, she took some ribbing when she got back to school. It seems that she's the only one among her age group and in her class that has not yet seen that movie, as popular as it is. But you know what I had to understand? It was still my duty as a father, and my wife's also as her mother, to let her do what God desired for her to do. You know, oftentimes in life we have to be careful with that. We have to understand that when that fun is poked and such, that children are going to deal with that much differently than us, but we have to teach them to expect it. As a matter of fact, the Bible tells us in 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 4, wherein they think it strange that you run not with the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. Now friends, what that passage teaches us very simply is this, that those that run with the world and act like the world, when they see a Christian living for God, they're going to see someone that they think is strange. They're going to see someone that they think is different, is peculiar, someone that is really not the same as they are. And that's really not the case. You know, our children are to live by higher standards, and we as Christians are to train them to do that. But at the very same time, a child is a child. And they go about and do things, and they make decisions out of their own ways. But when we as parents assist them in those decisions, and when they in turn do them, if for no more reason than to do what their parents say, they should never be seen as strange. The world is always going to look down on the Christian. They're always going to look at us as being something different, and when we do that, we're simply fulfilling the Word of God. As a matter of fact, the Bible teaches us in Romans chapter 12 and verse 2, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good, acceptable, and perfect will of God." Friends, it's absolutely what we have to do. It's absolutely what we as Christians have to do to keep ourselves separate from the world, even though we may be seen as strange in doing that. Friends, this has been your Family Fortunes of Faith. My name is Jim Merle, and I welcome you back with us on next time.